Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, your boy, Yumiko, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, I'm going to be doing my Premier League predictions table for the up-and-coming season of the Premier League. So let's jump straight into it. Right, okay, guys, so here we are predicting the final Premier League table, which is going to be a long, long way away. We've got a full season ahead, but we're going to predict it now and see what it will look like come the end of the season, right? So we're going to start at bottom place in 20th position, which I don't think this will shock anyone, but I'm going to go for Luton. I'm sorry, Luton. I just don't think you guys are going to do anything this season. I think you guys are pretty much already down. I hate saying that about clubs, but I just think Luton are just going straight down. They've not really invested a lot or bought anyone that's really going to save them. So I just see them going straight down. And honestly, I see them getting less than 15 points this season. I don't see them getting a lot of points. I think they're pretty much going to be everyone's down, like, pretty much instantly. And yeah, I just think Luton are going to go down, and I think they get less than 3 wins this season. But, of course, seeing as it's football, it will probably come back to bite me in the arse, and they will probably manage to beat Man City twice, and I will just cry, because that will be painful to see. So, anyway, moving on to 19th place. Again, I'm sorry to do another promoted team, but I'm going to go for Sheffield United. Now, I do like Sheffield. I think they're a great club, and they do have a really good team, but I just don't think they have just enough just to stay up in the Premier League. Now, for 18th position and the third and final team to go down, which might be a bit of a shock, I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest. I just don't think this season they're going to do anything. I think they will be going down. I just don't see them staying up. Now, I could be shocked. I could be proven wrong, like I usually always am with these things, which is a good thing. I like being proven wrong with these things because it proves to me that, you know, that teams can do different things. They can upset teams. They can change their sort of fate in the league, which I really love to see. So then going on to 17th place, I have Wolves. And then for 16th place, I also have Everton as well. Now, I could have Wolves going down, you know, because Wolves are in turmoil at the moment. They've lost players. They've just lost their manager. And it's a whole mess over there. But I think the squad they've got should be enough to keep them up. They should just have enough quality to stay up. And in Everton, again, they should just have enough quality to stay up. And especially with Sean Dyche being there all season, I think it should be a better season for them. So to move on to 15th, we've got Crystal Palace. Just quite simple as, to be honest with you. There's nothing special about this. Just 15th place Crystal Palace. And I think Crystal Palace fans will be happy to just stay in the Premier League. And I think 15th is going to be a solid place for them. Okay, so moving on to 14th. We've got good old Bournemouth. Just Bournemouth, to be honest with you. I will admit, I'm still kind of shocked that they sat their manager. Like, that was just really weird, because he led them to a really good campaign last year, and then he just sacked him. It was really weird, I must admit. It was a very strange thing, but, you know, that's football. Okay, then 13th, we've got the mighty West Ham. There we go, West Ham in 13th place. I don't think that's too crazy to say 13th. I don't think they'll break the top half. I mean, they could do, but with the recent rumours of David Moyes and some of the board members not seeing eye to eye on certain transfers, it could come back to bite them in the behind. So I'm going to go 13th for West Ham. Then 12th, we've got the mighty Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Again, I think Burnley will do some really good stuff this year. Of course, I don't think they'll do anything on Friday because they're playing Manchester City, but I do expect them to stay up in the Premier League. And I think 12th is a really good position for them. They've signed some really good players who will help them a lot. They've not signed anyone who's amazing, of course, but they have signed some really good squad utility players who will definitely benefit them all season round. So that's really good for Vinny Kompany and the boys. Okay, moving on to 11th place, I've gone for Brentford. Just 11th place Brentford. I don't think that's too audacious to say that. And yeah, then moving on to the top half of the table now. This is where it gets a bit spicy. Okay, so 10th place, we've gone for Fulham. Just Fulham 10th. I think that's fine. Okay, the 9th, we've got Aston Villa. Again, I don't think that's too audacious to say that. I mean, they played well last season, and I'm sure that form will continue into the new season. But I'm just going to go for Villa 9th. And then 8th, we have Brighton. There we go. I think Brighton 8th. It should be a really solid season for them again. So back-to-back solid seasons should be great for them. Okay, and then in 7th place, we've got Tottenham, just because Spurs are Spurs. Now, I do think Spurs will play some really good football this year, but I think some results will go against them and they won't be in the top 4. But I do expect them to play some good football because I do like their new manager. He played some really good football at Celtic and I'm quite a fan of him. So I can see him having a certain style which will really benefit Tottenham. But if I was Tottenham, you have to back your manager. You cannot sack him after 1 year because you're competing with everyone else. And Spurs haven't invested all that money in the same amount compared to other teams like your Cities, Uniteds, Arsenals, Chelsea's and all this sort of stuff. So you've got to give him time. Moving on to 6th place, I've gone for Newcastle. Okay, now, right, okay, yeah. Just before you start getting all your pitchforks out and you want to burn my house down, hear me out, okay. This is going to be a difficult season for Newcastle, okay, because Newcastle have only ever been used to playing in the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup, okay? Right? You add the Champions League into those fixtures, and that changes the entire game. And they don't have a lot of squad depth to battle that, I don't think, because fatigue is going to set in with the players and you cannot have the same 11 week in, week out. You have to rotate players and I don't think Newcastle have that luxury at the moment. So it's definitely going to take a toll on them this season. And I think 6th for Newcastle, that's still a really good thing for Newcastle considering like a year or two, they were down at the bottom. They were scraping the barrel. So 6th for them is still a really good position. Now for 5th, now this might cause a bit of controversy here. Arsenal. I've gone for Arsenal. I just don't see them having the same performance as they did last season. I don't see them keeping it up at all. I mean, of course, they have signed Declan Rice and they have signed, you know, Havertz and a couple others here and there, but I just don't see them staying as consistent. I think they will drop off in form. So that's just that for me. Arsenal 5th, and then 4th, I've gone for Chelsea because Chelsea under Poch, even though I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Poch, I don't think he's quote-unquote a world-class manager. I do think he's very consistent as a manager, so I think he'll bring that consistency back to Chelsea, and I can see them just sneaking in to the top 4 over Arsenal. I think between Arsenal and Chelsea, it'll be maybe 3, 4, 5 points in between it. I don't think it'll be a lot. Okay, so 3rd place. Now this, again, it could be a shock to people, but I've gone for Manchester United in 3rd place. Right, okay, but they have signed some decent players. I mean, Mason Mount, he's not really my cup of tea and stuff like that. And then they've signed that striker from Atalanta for huge amounts of money, by the way. That's a crazy amount for him. I just don't see United really doing much this year. I think 3rd place, a solid 3rd, which will guarantee, you know, Champions League. That's going to be fine for them, I think. And then 2nd is Liverpool. I see Liverpool bouncing back from their poor season last year. And again, I do think that they will be up there with Manchester City fighting for the title. But I think a 2nd place for Liverpool will be really good for them. And then finally, guys, in 1st place, none other than Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. So let's finalise the squad. And that is it, guys. So that is literally my table for the upcoming season. What do you guys think? Have I got some decisions wrong that you really disagree with? Or are there some which you agree with? Or whatever? I personally think that this season is going to be really entertaining, and this table could honestly go any way. The only one I would bank money on is Luton going down and Manchester City winning the title. Of course, I'm always going to back City to win the title every year, and if we win it, that's 4 in a row. We were the first team ever in English football to get 4 in a row. How incredible was that? That would just make us part of history, and then Pep Guardiola being the first manager to do that, just so much history behind that, and it will be fantastic. So yeah, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and of course, until next time, I will catch you all later. Goodbye.